legends, I hope you're all amazing. I'm lucky enough to have one of the Zakk Wylde signature marshals on the bench today. A massive shout out to my buddy Jason for letting me borrow this amp and make this video. Jason also loaned me a bunch of other gear that you're going to be seeing on the channel as well, and he definitely has great taste in gear. This is pretty much a bone stock JCM800 2203 based on one of Zakk's favorite marshals, the main difference being that it has 6550 power tubes in the power section. I just want to plug this in and have a little bit of a rip. I'll dial it in to where I like it. We kind of all know what a JCM800 2203 does. If you've never played one in real life, put it on your bucket list. They are amazing amps. They have way less gain than you would expect based on their reputation, which is why I have a Boss SD1 currently bypassed, but in line. It will be very apparent when you turn the SD1 on, and we'll just hear it with a bunch of different guitars. Let's have some fun, and my go-to riff for testing a Marshall is, of course, this. So my starting point on there was all the controls except for the master at 7. I ended up turning the bass up and the presence down a little bit on there. Then I've got the master volume at around 3 at the moment. Let's have a listen to the effect the master volume has on the tone. I'm running this with the Saint Rock React IR reactive load, so I can kind of normalize the volumes and not go totally deaf on here. We'll start with the master at 3, then I'll take it up to 6. As you're hitting that power amp harder, everything's smoothing out a little bit. It is slightly less tight though. So I think the sweet spot, depending on your guitar and what you're hitting the front end of this with, is really going to depend on there. And I always associated these amps with like crushing metal tones because so many of my favorite artists have used them over the years. What I know now is there's a reason people were putting super hot pickups in their guitars and running boost pedals into these amps because they wanted more gain. You could hear that even with the master cranked on there, even with the preamp volume or the gain cranked on there, it's like a respectable amount of gain. It's not crazy, and it is by no means a modern high gain tone on there, hence the use of a boost. Let's jump over to a Les Paul with some EMGs now. This is another lovely piece of gear that belongs to Jason. It is a Gibson Custom Shop Zakk Wylde Rough Top. This actually predates the Zakk Wylde Bullseye signature model with Gibson. It's got a maple neck, ebony fretboard, and the all-important EMG 81. Let's hear it unboosted and then boosted. That's getting towards that classic Wylde tone on there. I think to nail it, you definitely need a stereo chorus added in post. So here is some of the Roland Dimension D on that tone. This has the SD1 on, and again, the EMGs make a big difference. That's the worst version of that solo that you're going to hear today. This is not an easy sound to play with at all, and it only cranks up my admiration for how incredible Zakk was at the end of the late 80s and early 90s, that he was ripping the way he was on something that is a bit of a raw dog amp. You know, there's just a boost in front of it. Yeah, sure, you add the chorus and some post-processing, and it helps, but you really have to earn it on these amps. Let's try my PRS SC245 in drop C now. Let's start out again unboosted, and then I will add a boost. The settings haven't changed too much. The presence is down around 3, bass is cranked. I'm going to bring the treble up on this, I think, because I know this guitar is quite dark. Middle and treble are at 7, the gain's cranked, the master's again around 3 or 4 on there. with the Cilia Renegade now. I'm just going to leave the boost on for the rest of this. I much prefer it, and I understand now why it's such a classic combination. Let's try some Gary Moore vibes on the Strat now. This is a Fender Ultra Luxe Vintage. The gain on the amp is cranked. It is unboosted, but I'm going to bring in the SD1. This time with the tone control only at around 3 on there, but the level at max and the gain at around noon. It does the thing, right? I mean, everybody needs a JCM800 of some variety in their life. And if you can find one of these models without the associated celebrity guitarist tax, definitely worth picking up. There's also probably no shortage of 2203s out there in the world, whether it is originals, modern reissues, or boutique clones out there. I mean, you can go and get something like a Cherrytone for probably a lot less than this, have it built to your specs, and it's going to do that thing we all know and love. If you're using any type of Marshall, please let me know in the comments section below. But specifically, if you've got one of these Zakk Marshalls, how are you liking it? Have you done anything to it? And what do you run it with? Do you purely use it for Aussie and Black Label style stuff? Or is it just one of those amps that just happens to have someone's signature on it and you like it for the tone and you go out and use it to make your own music? Let me know in the comments section below. And a massive shout out again to Jason for letting me thrash this amp in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.